Hi guys, it's Mike from Lumin Lights, and today we're showing you something that many of you already know, and thousands of these units have actually gone out. It is our DMX wirelessly controlled, battery operated battery par can, the model Q610, and these are 25-degree lenses. We can get these in 15 if you want as well. But it just seems everybody wants the wider spread, so we pretty much order these in 25 degrees. This is the unit in white housing. Pretty standard, just like before. DMX in, DMX out, power in, power out, your 4-button push-button LCD display, your power on switch, your battery charging indicator, which will be blue when it's charging, and it will be green when it's full, and it may light up red when it's low on a charge. Your built-in wireless DMX. This is to turn on the DMX. If you have this off, it's not receiving wirelessly. You can run DMX from the in and output plugs here. If you want to go wireless, you would flip the switch on, and by pushing this little button, you could change the color, which you'll see here, to 7 different colors. Each color relates to a different frequency. This unit is currently set in master mode, and when the units are set in master mode and the wireless is turned on, they act as the transmitter. And this will actually, this is broadcasting right now. Red means it's sending, and it's broadcasting whatever the light is doing. Any units that are set to slave will start flashing green when they pick up the signal coming from this unit. But one thing we wanted to show you is that the antenna used to be right here. And a lot of people have been saying that their roadies have been snapping them off. Guys who have multi-ops and have roadies that just either are careless or just don't care. I have a lot of customers that have never broken an antenna, myself included. I've got about 60 of these and have never broken an antenna, but it's been requested and long awaited, and there it is, folks. The built-in wireless antenna, which folds out from the side but is built into the unit to recess. No more broken antennas. When you're done, just flip your antenna in, put your light in the case, and there's nothing to get snapped off sticking out the back. And when you're at the gig, just flop the antenna down whatever degree straight out, or 45 that you want. Basically, that's the only difference between this and the previous version of the Q610, is that we have now recessed the antenna, which I know a lot of people have been asking for. And just to go over the functionality of the light, again, we have our 4-button push-button display. Clicking the menu button, which is the first button. Second button is the down. Third button is up. Fourth button is the enter. If I click the menu button, first menu is address. Hit enter. And then you can use your up or down arrow buttons to set the address. Once you set the address, and I'm going to set this to 1, hit enter, enter to save the address. You got to hit enter 2 times quickly, and then that will save the address. Moving on to the next menu item, and you hit a menu to back out to the previous menu. Hit menu again, we go to CHND, which is the channel mode. Hit enter. This light can be either 4-channel mode, which is red, green, blue, white, or red, green, blue, amber, depending on which version of the light you buy, or 7-channel mode, which is dimmer, red, green, blue, amber, or white, strobe, and another effect that has built-in patterns that you can access, built-in patterns and colors. So let's leave that on 7-channel. Hit the menu button to back out. Let's advance using the up arrow key to go to our next menu item, which is SLND, and hit enter. The unit is set to master. SLND is your master slave menu item. Hitting the up or down arrow button will change this to SLAE, which is slave or master. I'm going to leave this on master. So enter, enter to save it. And then you can turn the light off and on again to save the settings quickly, or wait for 15 seconds. It's quicker to hit the switch. So we've covered SLND. Our next menu item is SHND, and this is where you can access the built-in colors, sound active mode, auto mode, which is where you jump from color to color, fade mode, and back to color. Let's hit enter again to go further down into the submenus. This is the color submenu, and you've got 15 colors, 1 through 15. And then after 15, you have NANU, which is a user-definable color. It is one program where you can hit enter and see the reds, and you can turn them off, turn them on, hit enter. When it's flashing, you can change the value. You can see I just turned the reds off. Now I'll turn them back on again, hit enter. That saves it. Hit the up arrow button to go to the next one, which is green. Up arrow button, next one is blue. Up arrow button, next one is U, which stands for white, or amber, depending on which version of the light you buy. And again, hit the enter button. When it's flashing, you can then change the brightness. I've turned it off, and I've turned it back on. Enter, enter to save, and then hit the menu button to advance out of this. Hit it again. Back to NANU, which is a sub-menu of the color. Let's hit again. We're back to color. Use the up arrow button to go from color to sound, sound active mode. 51 and 52 and 53 is the sensitivity, but basically it's pretty much the same, but it's going to affect the sound active mode of the light. Let's back out of that again. Oops. Go to SHND, hit enter. Color, sound. Next item is auto, hit enter. And auto, the light will jump from one color to the next without a fade. And when you hit enter, you see a speed. We're on speed 8, which is the fastest speed. I've just changed it to 1. Now you can see 1, it's jumping slower, 2 a little faster, 3, so on and so forth. Hit enter, enter to save that. Menu to back out of it. Now let's advance up from auto to fade by hitting the up arrow button. Hit enter. And the same thing with fade. You got the speed, we're set at 3 right now. As you go faster, I'm up to 8 right now. The light, as you can see in the reflection, is fading very fast. Let's put this back down to 4. Enter, enter. Alright, menu button to back out of the fade. Hit the up arrow button one more time to advance. And we're back to color. Let's get out of this whole submenu. Go back to SHND by hitting menu. There we are. Hit the up button to advance to the next menu item, which is NADL. NADL, when you hit enter, you'll see D255. D stands for dimmer. 255 is the brightness. 255 is the brightest the light can go. If you go up one more, you go back to 0, and you'll start all over again. Now the master dimmer, if you have your dimmer turned off or turned very low, your light in general will be off or very low. All your colors will be affected, so make sure that you always have this up to 255 if you want full brightness. If you have a certain color that you saved or created and it's a little too bright for the room, you can use the master dimmer to lower the dimmer or lower the brightness if you're not using a DMX controller and you're operating the light in standalone or manual mode. Hit the menu button to back out of NADL. Hit the up button one more time. We have the test menu. Hit enter. And if you can see in the reflection there, the light is going red, green, blue, amber, and then all lights on for white and back to red, green, blue. So that's testing all the LEDs. Everything works great. Let's hit menu button to back out of that. Hit the up arrow button to advance to the next screen. U13. That's actually a V, even though it looks like a little U. That's version 13 of the software. So we are currently on version 13 in the battery Q610s. And hit the menu button again. We are back to address. So there we have it, folks. The updated Lumin lights Q610 battery operated wireless built-in DMX Parcan with the new recessed retractable antenna. Hope you enjoy. If you have any further questions, please feel free to give us a call or visit our website.